Hello, Internet! Since you're watching this video, you must be one of the few appreciators of art, specifically its history. Art dates all the way back to the prehistoric times, when cavemen would paint their daily lives on the walls of caves, and that was a really long time ago. Since then, humanity has changed, and with them, their art. From prehistoric wall paintings to ancient statues, all the way to the photographs and videos of today, just like this video. But we won't be getting into all of that right now. There's not enough time to recount humanity's art history. Instead, we'll be focusing on the art of the 20th century. You still want to know what the other styles are? Fine, I'll mention them briefly. Prehistoric, ancient, medieval art, Renaissance, Mannerism, Baroque, Rococo, Neoclassicism, Romanticism, Realism, Art Nouveau, Impressionism, Post-Impressionism, Fauvism, Expressionism, Cubism, Surrealism, Extra-Impressionism, Pop art, Art Povera, Minimalism, Conceptual art, and Contemporary art. There.
We've reached our main topic for this essay. Surrealism. Surrealism aims to revolutionize human experience. It balances a rational vision of life with one that asserts the power of the unconscious and dreams. The movement's artists find magic and strange beauty in the unexpected and the uncanny, the disregarded and the unconventional. Think of your dreams. They seem quite realistic, but none of it is ever really logical or true. That's what surrealism is. It's rare to see the ladies be mentioned in any historical art, so we'll be changing that right now. Dorothea Tanning. Her full name is Dorothea Margaret Tanning, second-born daughter to her parents Andrew Peter Tanning and Amanda Marie Hansen. She was born on the 25th of August, year 1910, in Galesburg, Illinois, U.S. Wow, over 100 years ago. What's amazing is that Tanning managed to live over 100 years. She passed away on the 31st January of 2012. Tanning was 101 years old at the time of her death. That's quite impressive. Anyway, Tanning moved to New York, working as a commercial artist to support herself, all while she worked on her own art. She then got married to her first husband, Homer Shannon, in the year 1941. She divorced him sometime after. Tanning and Ernst met at a party in 1942. He visited her at her studio to consider her work for inclusion in the 1943 exhibition by 31 women at the Art of This Century Gallery in New York, which was owned by Peggy Guggenheim, who was Ernst's first wife at the time. This isn't going where I think it's going, is it? Anyway, as it turns out, Ernst was enchanted by Tanning's iconic self-portrait. Birthday 1942, Philadelphia. What? I'm not gonna risk poking YouTube regulations by removing the white censor so you can see it. You can look it up on the internet on your own. Simply put, there's probably a reason why Ernst was so enchanted by her self-portrait. Moving on, Tanning and Ernst started to get a lot closer with each other. They eventually married in the year 1946. Tanning and Ernst were married for 30 years. They relocated to France in the year 1949, living in Paris until Ernst's death in 1976. After the death of her husband, she moved back to New York. Tanning continued to create studio art in the 1980s, then turned her attention to writing and poetry in the 1990s and 2000s. Tanning's artistic life began when she quit college to pursue an artistic career. That sounds cool on paper, but don't quit your degree just yet, folks. Apart from the 3 weeks she spent at the Chicago Academy of Fine Art in 1930, she was actually a self-taught artist. Tanning mostly drew her inspiration from the many Gothic and Romantic novels that she read from her local library in her hometown of Galesburg. Through the late 1940s, she continued to paint depictions of unreal scenes, some of which combined erotic subjects with animatic symbols and desolate space. Now working in Paris and Housmes, France, she began to move away from surrealism and develop her own style. During the mid-1950s, her work radically changed and her images became increasingly fragmented and prismatic, exemplified in works such as Insomnia's 1957 Moderna Musik Stockholm. She explains, "Around 1955, my canvases literally splintered. I broke the mirror, you might say." By the late 1960s, Tanning's paintings were almost completely abstract, yet always suggestive of the female form. From 1969 to 1973, Tanning embarked on what she described as an intense 5-year adventure in soft sculpture.
During her time in France in the 1950s to 1970s, Tanning also became an active printmaker, working in ateliers of Georges Vassat and Pierre Chave. She had created a number of limited edition artists' books for poets. Tanning's work has been recognized in numerous one-person exhibitions both in the United States and in Europe. It's quite clear that even though Tanning wasn't as famous as other painters in the 19th century, she was still quite renowned and influential in her own way. She wasn't just a painter. Dorothea Tanning was a woman with many talents to her name. She was a writer, she was a poet, she even designed sets and costumes for ballets. Dorothea Tanning is an inspiration. Many young people of today could look up to her and make her their idols, someone they should aspire to be.